Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Hold on to your butts.
Welcome back to the Basement Monsters podcast. Straight trash, homie. Straight trash, homie.
I loved it.
Fucking trash, homie.
I
Hey,
loved it.
all right, let's settle down first of all. Let's settle down. Rams win on Monday Night Football, 24-10 over the Chicago Bears. It was an embarrassment, and I mean that with every pun intended. Matt Nagy's offense. Wow. Like what the fuck at times? Like why in the hell would you want a converted receiver consistently in on fourth and on short yardage a game? And you know what? Full disclaimer, I will be smoking weed on this podcast because I just had enough. I had enough of this shit. It's been pissing me off.
You've been through a very ill trauma. Get all to
fourth and one. All right, we'll start from the beginning. The game was close. The game was close until the halftime. Until like just after half, and then you just saw it just unravel. They couldn't get anything on offense. They couldn't do shit. They were calling plays like it reminded me, and I told you at halftime. It reminded me of the Colts game. It reminded me.
Yeah, you did say that. You got
a fast fucking defense out there. And why are you running slow shit? Why aren't you stretching them out? Get them running. Just as much as they're running the fucking football on you, getting you fired out. Why weren't you stretching that defense out?
Who started coming up with the catches though? My boy, Anthony Miller. I'm telling you, man. Like I understand, like he has dropped some crucial catches, but I'm gonna tell you what. If you don't get that guy involved in that offense, you're not going anywhere. I'm sorry. Like Anthony Miller, he may not catch a lot of balls, but when he catches, it does help. It does help. And
right.
You know, what it is Nagy has fallen in love with Mooney because he made 2 or 3 great catches in that one game. You know, now it's like, dude, how many balls? Like if I was the Rams today, I would have just been like, dude, just double Mooney. We're gonna get a pick because like I don't know how many times you threw to that guy.
Every fucking time.
Unreal.
Honest to God, it would be successful. It would be successful if they could fucking block somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If we could block somebody. If you didn't have the chubby motherfucking Gophers on the outside, they can't do shit.
They're like wildebeest out there.
Every part of the pressure, every part of the problems started with the tackles, started with the pass rush, started with Nick Foles not being able to step into throws, Nick Foles not being able to have time. He was on the ground. How many times do you have to see Nick Foles get up from the fucking ground?
That's the name of the game, though.
You got look, if they don't go after a guard or a tackle or fucking somebody,
quarterback.
Or I doubt they'll get a quarterback, maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick. But I'm good with Nick Foles. But you need a guard. You need to protect him. Rashawn Coward, 4th and 1.
Yeah.
4th and 1. You just broke the huddle. Rashawn.
Right.
You're right next to the center. You're right next to the goddamn center. You know the snap count. How do you have a?
If not, you're right next to the You're right next to the ball. You don't know the snap count.
Yes. How do you have a false start? How? It's inexcusable.
Yeah, it's bad. But I'll tell you the thing that really broke like where I shook my head. I'm like, dude, it's like 4th and 5, 8, whatever it was, and they try to do a run play. Like what? Like this? Like that? That's just my dude. That's my thing with like Matt Nagy. It's like, oh, I'm so smart. I'm going to catch him with the 4th and 8 run. Like, no, dude. They sniffed you out all day. You were done. That offense is straight garbage. Like, I don't even know what.
It doesn't move. And then all of a sudden, when it's desperation time, that's when they start shooting it out.
Yeah.
That's when they start. when they start playing. When it's desperation, when you go down 16 to 18 points, that's when you want to play.
That's what we were talking about over here. And this has happened numerous times this season. You've seen it. The Bears, they come out of halftime. They go to sleep third quarter, and then fourth quarter they start playing. That's only going to bail you out when you're close. If you're starting to get blown out, and you're going to give a quarter off, and they put up 17, 20, whatever it is on you, you're not coming back in the fourth quarter.
Let me tell you what changed the tide. That run where the entire team, it seemed like the entire offense was pushing Malcolm Brown into the end zone. Well, damn near got him into the end zone.
Oh, you mean Malcolm Brown was pushing the entire Bears defense?
That's not true. That's not true. I'll be cheeky. Be real. I know they got their ass whooped.
They did.
What it is. It is what they did. They did that shit. So that's when the tide turned. That's when the tide turned. They got out muscled. They got out muscled. Everybody looked fucking flat.
Yeah. No, I agree.
My thing is, and I'm going to go down to after that. They're driving. They got to drive. Right after that, they're driving. They're moving the ball. All right, cool. Up tempo. Like you should have fucking been doing all the time. But but
guess what happened? LA started going up tempo on you.
No, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about that one drive in particular.
I understand what you're saying, but it's like
you're right.
LA out of nowhere, boom, it's up tempo. This is how we beat the Bears. This is how we beat them.
Right. Yeah, and they were doing that the entire time. They were stretched left and right, keep them going sideline to sideline, stretch their asses out. Finally, they wore out. They kept you in the fucking game, but you can't score points. Mm-hmm. You can't win if you can't score points. If you can't match them point for point, your defense is going to tire and give up points.
Yeah, they're gonna suffer.
The one play I want to highlight that Nick Foles interception. All right, I'm gonna break it down completely, dude, because it was shitty top to bottom. First of all, you have a great drive. You're moving it. You're passing the ball downfield. You're getting them. They're tired. They've been running. They were running. They're tired. Why not a draw? Boom, handoff. Why you have first down?
Why not a lot of plays?
Why not a lot of plays? But here's a kicker. Why not a lot of plays instead of a rollout to your quarterback's non-throwing side, his non-passing side, his non-passing hand? Nick Foles had to turn around and try to throw a ball into the fucking corner of the end zone, going to his opposite hand.
Just like we drew it up.
Where's the logic?
Just like we drew it up. God, dude, it's got to be bad. It's got to be bad. Like, and I know your pain, man. I suffered through Raheem Morris, Lovie Smith, Dirk Cutter. I suffered through it. I understand it.
I forgot Dirk Cutter. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh, nasty.
Mr. Atlanta Falcons.
Dirk Cutter.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I get it. I feel the pains, man. Dude, I'm looking for Mitch to be back within 2 games if Foles keeps playing like this.
Well,
I'm not even kidding.
Here's the thing, and I who did I comment on this? I forgot. I commented on somebody. I put a comment up. Why doesn't Matt Nagy run plays for Mitch? Why did he run plays for Mitch like Sean McVay was running for Jared Goff? Jared Goff is slow as shit, but he was rolling out and hitting that guy.
Yeah, no, it was very smart of them. It was very smart of them to roll the pocket.
Picking them apart, Matt Nagy. Why can't you draw that up? Why couldn't you draw that up? Why does it have to be the perfect guy to fit your shit?
Hey, listen, man. Hey, that's mad kudos to McVay. If you have a quarterback that can't move, get him on the run. You know, get Khalil Mack pushed out or maybe picked off, whatever. Very smart, man. Your quarterback can't move. Roll it. Whether you roll away from him or into him, as long as he's accounted for. To me, that's smart. I mean, that's the way you got to play the Bears. You can't stand back there and be a target and just wait for him to come to you. You're never going to get it done against the Bears defense like that. But now here's the MO. Now the league sees, hey, roll the pocket, and you can equalize them.
Get them stretched out. Stretched out.
You can equalize them.
Run them up the gut because they'll be fucking tired. Man, that's a simple concept, huh? Why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? Obviously, it's not a simple concept.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing, dude. Straight trash, bro. Straight trash, brother.
Dude, I was like I was telling these guys today when we were watching the game. I was like, dude, the Rams may have only beat the NFC East guys or whatever, but dude, they like, and I don't know what it was. I had like a sixth sense, like Reynolds was going to be big, but Cup actually started standing up. Woods caught a couple over there. I wish Everett would have got it because I had him in DraftKings, but Munn got it, and then they got all those running backs. And dude, some of those running backs are big boys, and they're pounding on your front seven. They're pounding on them. They're wearing you down.
Off tackle, left and right.
Right. But even when they came up the middle, they're big boys. Like they're making you account for them.
Yeah, they stretched their asses out and then they ran them up the gut and punched them in the fucking mouth at the end. And like I said, the tide changed. I knew the defense was done when they pushed Malcolm Brown for like 10, 12 yards. He was tackled.
Broke their spirit.
In a 5-yard game, maybe 5 to 6 yard gain, something like that, and they'd move them 12 yards.
Yeah, broke their spirit.
Like that's unreal. Unreal.
It's like breaking a horse. You broke their spirit, dude. They're done. They taste defeat. Now just hammer them with the run, hammer them because they're not there. They're not there. They're not up.
They're not up.
And I'll tell you that to me, I'm not a Bears fan, but I will give them due. I'll give them due when due is due. But tonight nothing's due. But I'll tell you what, like that defense is capable of being a really good defense. Like we always talk about. I mean, I think I've said this every week. I think I've said it every week to you. The Bears need to stack wins as much as they can right now before they get into division ball in week 10. Because if they don't, they're not going to be there.
Look, you need to address a serious fucking issue.
What's that?
You need to address tackles, bro. You need to address.
You guys have tackles?
Left guard. You need to address. And now you're on Cody Whitehair. Now it looks like you're on Cody Whitehair.
Oh man.
You need to make a move, and I don't think if
you need to make 5 moves.
You need to make a couple moves.
All 5.
All line. It's all 5. Line. It's all line.
That's what I'm saying. All 5. All 5.
It's all line. This is Cody Whitehair got hurt. I mean, honestly, who knows what would happen? Yeah, who knows what would happen if he was in there? If that would have made a difference, I doubt it.
No.
I doubt it.
It was too late.
Because his ass been getting pushed back all fucking year. You know what I mean? We talked about it early. Like I said it earlier. You were out because of the fucking because of the audio.
Because of the communism.
Yeah. But I said it earlier. We were blessed. Chicago was blessed, and you would agree with Olin Kreutz for such a long time at center. You don't understand. Like the offensive line is a different world to people, even football players. Like it's a different world.
Dude, I'm sorry. I don't mean to jump shop on you, but
yeah, go ahead.
The center of like I'm telling you this right now, and not just because it's my team, it's just because I see that the guy plays nasty, and I love guys like that, especially at this position. Ryan Jensen for Tampa Bay is probably has the meanest streak of any offensive line guy. And I'm telling you what, like, dude, if your offensive line is not that way, most of the time, everybody expects the defense to be big and nasty. I'm gonna tell you what, if your offensive line, I'm sorry, if I'm a coach, I'm only drafting guys like that. I don't give a damn. I want guys that are going to go in there and just bust ass and do anything they can. If it gets a little chippy, let them get chippy. I don't have a problem with that. Get in there, get in their head, do your job, and you got to put that on the defense. You know what I mean? Like the Bears just do not have, I feel like, anybody on that line that is that guy.
Nope.
And I feel like that's the problem. Like if you can't get nasty for your running back or your quarterback, it's time to move on.
I'll tell you this, Luke. And people think I'm crazy, and I still think it's a great pick, and I still like him as a player. When Roquan Smith was drafted,
Roquan's a shit.
I was jumping for joy. But I wanted Quentin Nelson.
Yeah. It could be. I mean,
I wanted Quentin Nelson. I didn't want I didn't want. I wanted something to make me reassured.
Mm-hmm.
At least if we have whoever the fuck we put back there,
mm-hmm.
at least it's protected, and the guy's going to be there for 10 years.
Yeah, that's kind of.
He was literally a can't miss guard.
Yeah, 100%.
Pretty much. Like the way we talk about him, and I know he's probably he has a little struggles, but that offensive line is great anyway.
Yeah,
pretty much slotted him for the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
now, Roquan's problem. Now Roquan's problem to me. Roquan can fly left to right, but man, Roquan, you got out muscled. Whenever somebody's right in front of your ass, you get outworked.
Well, come on, come on now. Let's not put this all on Roquan. Your homeboy Trevathan has been non-existent. He's like aliens. He's non-existent.
Makes you think about the Kwiatkowski. Makes you think. Remember we were talking about Kwiatkowski.
Yeah. No, I told you. I told you, dude. If I was the Bears, the two people I would not have gotten rid of is Timu and Kwiatkowski. Those guys gave more effort than I've seen in a long time.
They can actually run.
Yeah.
Danny's old. Danny's been beat up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They can actually run. You don't have Danny. Can't run. He can't run anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, let's flip the script and just be like, look at the Rams. Look what they did.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, they only beat the NFC East. Okay, that's great. But now we just beat the Chicago Bears, one of the probably top 3 or 4 defenses in the league. And we did it by out muscling them. We're more physical. And call Goff what you want to call Goff, but I'm gonna tell you what: if that offense starts clicking and that defense can continue to play like they did today, the Rams got something to say in the NFC.
You know what? I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I'm gonna stick with the Bears.
Imagine that.
Yeah, right. To counter your point, but to compliment your point.
All right.
This Rams defense, man, like you got to understand who you have on offense. You got to understand where you're struggling. The Bears. Okay. Not we, but the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
They got to understand where their struggles lie. And it is clear as fucking day. It's on that offensive line. You either go out and you make a move now, or you could just chalk up this season. You might as well tell everybody, we're done. We're just going to go through the motions the rest of the season. Whatever record we come up with is if we make the playoffs, great. Going after a guard or a tackle right now means they're all in. Shows me you're all in. Shows me you give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I'm like, okay, why aren't we attacking? Why aren't we like if we really believe in this 5-1 record? I mean, prior to this 5-2 record, why aren't we attack? Why aren't we being aggressive? Why are we active?
I think like I said, I've been saying this. You know that, especially this season. It's like the Bears have backed themselves into such a corner that they've been trying to downplay the Trubisky signing, and they hoped Foles would come in and do well and put a Band-Aid on that. I'm sorry. Your Trubisky experiment didn't work out. Your Foles experiment isn't working out.
Nope.
And this is I've seen it, bro. I've seen it. I'm a Tampa Bay fan. We've had defense and not had an offense. We've had an offense and not had a defense. Believe me, I've seen this trick before. I've seen it. I have seen it. Eventually, those guys on that defense are going to get fed up and be like, you know what? Chicago's not the place for me. There's not a winning atmosphere here. It's debacle after debacle after debacle. What is it? The last three draft picks? Hold on, wait. What's this? The last atmosphere. What happened?
There's a winning atmosphere. You just fucking lay an egg in the biggest time and the biggest games.
Is there a winning atmosphere when they turn on these LED lights behind me?
No.
It is Club Dub? No, because guess what? Club Dub don't mean shit.
I hate fucking Club Dub. I've always hated Club Dub.
But I'm gonna say I know the pain you're about to go through, but I'm gonna tell you this: if they don't continue to stack W's, once this division ball starts, and I don't care, it could be the Packers, it could be the Lions. You saw how close the Lions played you the first time. It could be the Vikings. Who knows? But I'm gonna tell you what: those are crucial division games. every game you drop now before you start division play in week 10 is going to be an ace in your pocket. But if you start dropping games and then you get in division ball and the Packers keep doing what they do, bye. Bye. That's plain and simple. I mean, that's ball. But like I said, that we were having a huge conversation out here. I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna call the Chicago Bears the new Miami Dolphins in front office debacles, or the Chicago Bulls front office debacles. Until that changes, I don't feel like anything's going to change in Chicago.
Look, you hold both Pace and Nagy accountable.
Of course.
Pace, because look at, man, I call it the 3 strike. It call it the 3 strike rule, right? 3 strike rule.
Felons.
You got what's his name? Kevin White. Done. You got
Trash.
Leonard Floyd, who beat the shit out of you on the other side. Because honestly, I'm not surprised, Leonard. I'm not surprised Leonard Floyd had a great fucking game. I'm really not.
They were probably all up for it.
I'm really not. Who the fuck do we have at the tackles? Look who we have at the tackles. Of course Leonard got off. Of course he got off. When you got bum-ass tackles, a bum-ass player is going to look good.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I think it was one of the very first plays, but I was telling you, I told you like the other day, actually, that if I'm the Rams playing the Bears, I'm going to put Aaron Donald outside. And I think it was like the first or second play. They put him at defensive end, and it was over. And I was like, dude, I'm telling you what, if I'm the Rams, I'm playing Aaron Donald outside all day.
I was saying that earlier with you as well. I was thinking, like, you told me that, and then I was talking to Sean, I believe. But why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
It's an easy in. It's an easy in.
When you have spindles, why not?
All
right, guys.
That's my point.
Yeah, all right, guys. We're gonna get out of here, man, dude. I'm exhausted. I'm fed up though. Like, I'm fed up with like, don't make excuses for this man. Like, we need to stop making excuses for this man. There's no need to continue to call it any other way than it is. It's Matt Nagy's fault. It's Matt Nagy's fault, bro. The team is a reflection of the head coach, and the head coach the head coach's mantra is to be you. Continues to show us who he is.
I guess probably the biggest question I have about the Chicago Bears is, if there is an offensive coordinator, I guess that's my question. Who's calling the plays in Chicago? Hold on. If it's not the offensive coordinator, if it's not the offensive coordinator, why are you paying somebody? And if it is the offensive coordinator, take it over.
Exactly. Why do I need an offensive coordinator by fucking name? What the fuck? Is he an advisor? You name him. He's an offensive advisor then. He's not a coordinator. He's not coordinating shit.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you, like, dude, I've called better plays on Madden.
Dude, I'm done. I'm done. Finny.
All right.
Finny. I'm done.
Finito.
Yeah, I'm done. Straight trash, homie. Straight.
Yeah, hot garbage. Yeah.
In the voice.
You know who I thought was out there?
Straight trash.
You know who I thought was out there?
Good.
Dallas.
Damn, serious.
That's so ill, but I'm not sorry.
Offensive wise, at least.
That's so ill, but I'm not sorry. Like that offense was garbage.
Garbage. What? Okay, and then on top of it all, bro. And I'm gonna go back to that Cordell Patterson. You have a chance, man. You have a fucking chance. You do. Why do you even have David Montgomery if you believe in Cordell Patterson on 4th and 1? David Montgomery outworks everybody on the football field once he gets the ball.
But here's the thing, though.
No. Wait. Once David Montgomery gets the fucking football, he is break tackle after get the fucking yards. If you tell him, this is what you do. You tell him, hey, forward, motherfucker, forward. And he will do that. He has been doing that. But when he's getting hit 6 or 7 yards in the backfield, or 3 yards in the backfield,
not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. I'm done.
Not gonna happen.
All right, guys, this has been the Basement Monsters podcast. I'm gonna lose my voice. I'm gonna go get some tea. I'm gonna go drink some tea. I'm gonna get some lemon and shit.
Some honey and lemon.
Some honey.
Ricola.
Smoke out of the bowl and go to fucking bed. I'm done. I'm done with seeing Nagy's offense, dude. I'm done with seeing this shit.
But guess what? You're gonna watch next week.
Oh, I am. Because they're 5-2 and they got a defense and they got a defense that's out of this world.
Hey, when the train wrecks, you don't just look at the locomotive, you look at the rest of the cars too.
Damn right. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. For Luke Nettles, I'm Ivan Vargas. Hoarse voice. We'll see y'all later. This has been the Basement Monsters podcast on Sports Zone Chicago.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixSplits?
Who?
TixSplits. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TixSplits.com today. TixSplits.com. Guaranteed seats, low prices. That's TixSplits.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, guys? We're gonna actually continue the talk with El Jefe Sean Sierra as soon as he logs in. He called me immediately right before we closed out, and he was like, "Dude, log me in." He's like, "Send me the link." So we're waiting to see what he has to say. I'm pissed. Like, he's pissed. I'm pissed. This is ridiculous. Like, we've had enough. If you don't want to be fully in with this team and go against the grain when it comes to your play calling, give it up, man. Give it up. At least for the sake of the team. Give it up. And I don't understand why he doesn't. Why do you have Bill Lazor there? Bill Lazor in name only offensive coordinator. This pisses me off. It pisses me off. Let's see if we get him in right now. We're going to go ahead real quick. Give me 2 seconds here. All right, yeah, but I mean, consistently in like not executing, no execution whatsoever. Why do you have a running back? Why do you have a running back like David Montgomery if you want to go ahead and give Cordero Patterson all the reps when it comes to crunch time? I don't understand it. You go ahead and you take a bruising running back who will get you yardage and put in his receiving counterpart because you ran out of running backs. You don't know how to keep running backs. You don't know how to draft quarterbacks. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's sad. We're going to go ahead and try to get Sean on here in a second. I'll be right back.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixSplits?
Who?
TixSplits. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TIXBLI.
All right, dude. Yeah, my bad. I saw your phone call late. I was like, oh shit. Like, yeah, well, might as well go ahead and keep it going. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get my buddy Luke back on. But man, bro, like, just the inability to know the situation. The inability to know the situation. What are you doing on 4th and 1? Oh, honestly, I want to go back to when the game really pretty much broke the Rams' way was when they out-muscled the entire Bears defense to push a 6-yard game and to make it a 12-yard game. That's when I was like, the defense is tired. They can't do anything. The play call after they went down and got into the red zone, that killed me. The defense is tired. Why not run?
You know, the bottom line is it's evident. It's evident he's in over his head.
A little bit, I think. No, there you go. They're good.
It's evident he's in over his head, man. It's evident. This guy has no idea how to call plays. This guy, how many times have I told you he refuses to put players in position to be successful? You don't give a guy who's a novelty running back the ball on 4th and 1, and then you don't run him on an outside zone. You give it to my guy. Give it to a God-blessed running back. Give it to David Montgomery. What the hell do you have him for? Okay, this guy is a stud. This guy is a freaking stud. And you continue to not use him in situations like this. What are you telling him? What are you telling him when you continue to do that? It's 3rd and 1, it's 4th and 1, but we're not going to give you the ball. What are you telling him? You're telling him that you don't trust him. That's what you're telling him. And you know what? This is ridiculous with the amount of plays that he's gone, that he's still refuses to put people in the right position to be successful. I can't have it. This offensive line, you got Juan Castillo in here because you wanted a guy who could be to get this team nasty. Well, guess what? They just punched you in the fucking mouth. They punched you in the mouth and you did nothing. That, to me, that pisses me off. I'm not even playing and it pisses me off. When someone punks you, they punked you. They punched you in the mouth and you did nothing. And that bugged me. That bugs me to no end because you had no clap back. You had nothing. Nothing. All right. And it's a reflection of your head coach. The team is a reflection of your head coach. So if you're a bad son of a bitch, and guess what? Your team's gonna be a whole bunch of bad some bitches. And they're not. They're not. The defense, them some bad some bitches. They're just tired. Okay, that offense, a bunch of sissies. A bunch of sissies. Okay, you don't start. Here's my issue, and this goes for Matt Nagy, and this goes for Ryan Pace. Get a goddamn offensive line. Get a goddamn offensive line draft. Okay, why now you're getting projects. You saw Rashad Coward in there again. Why is this guy in there? Why is he in there? I have no idea what the hell this is all about.
Sean,
you got projects on the offensive line.
Sean, 4th and 1. 4th and 1. You coming out of a fucking huddle. You're right next to the goddamn center. You know the play call. You know the snap count. The ball's right there. How do you go off sides? You're not an offensive. You're trying to stay in the league, and I applaud you for that. But why are you in the game? Why are you even in the game?
You know what? This is the situation, and I'll tell you what. And remember a couple of years ago when the Rams were passing the ball all over the field. All right, throwing the ball all over the field. Todd Gurley was a guy.
Bears shut him down. Was you talking about the one at Soldier Field?
No, I'm just talking in general. When the Rams
had
that high foul.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like the one like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah,
but yeah,
what happened to that? Okay, nothing. Nothing except they decided to run the goddamn ball. They decided to run the ball. Okay, so what do? They have offensive linemen who want to get nasty. They tell them, look, and I can guarantee you, they tell them we are going to run it down their throat, and they did. Okay, we don't do that. We don't do that because Matt Nagy is too egotistical and he's too stubborn. And that's the problem. I've said it many times on Sean and Maya in the morning. This guy is so egotistical. He's one of those guys. He's along the lines of Mike Martz. It's his way or the highway. I saw that year one when he refused to use Jordan Howard. It's because Jordan Howard wasn't his type of back. And that was a big red flag for me.
Why does
he wasn't his type of back didn't mean he was not a good running back, because Jordan Howard was a great running back and he did not use him. So that was my first red flag with him, and I was pissy with him. I started giving him the side eye year one when he refused to use Jordan Howard.
Sean, why does it have to be perfect for him? Why does it have to be perfect for him? Why does everything have to be there? He has all the coaches. He has his quarterback. Why does it have to be perfect? You saw Sean McVay use an attack on the Bears defense that was very successful and very effective. Wore them out. Why couldn't you use that similar type of play calling with Mitch? Why?
That's a good question.
You were jet optioning back and forth, jet motion back and forth. Mitch could do that. Mitch can roll out and have an open receiver right there, and then decide where I want to go. Mitch can decide if he wants to attack this part of the field as opposed to the entire field. Why can't Matt Nagy adjust? Why can't he adjust?
He's stubborn, and that's his issues. He's egotistical. He didn't like once he found out what Mitch Trubisky was, he didn't like it. So he refused to put him in those positions. He refused to call plays that benefited, that maximize his skill set. He refused to do it. You see, he'll have Nick Foles roll out. He'll have him do other things as well. This is what you need to do when you want to win. And you know what? And here's the thing: he wanted to win with his guy. He didn't like the fact that Mitch Trubisky couldn't absorb the entire playbook. Okay, well then you know what? You morph your freaking playbook to the skill set of your quarterback. Make him comfortable. Make him good. Because I told you, I think Mitch Trubisky could be in the middle of the pack. You know, there's a top tier quarterback and there's a tier right below it. And then there's like the above average quarterbacks. I think Mitch Trubisky could be smack dab in the middle of the above quarterback. I think that's his ceiling. Okay, if you play him and if you call plays to his strengths. Matt Nagy refused to do that year in and year out. This is year 3 now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but like this is the same thing me and Ivan had talked about. I've talked to Ivan on and off, whatever. But I'm telling you what, the Bears have backed themselves into a situation that they can't. Now there is no shovel big enough to dig you out. You started Trubisky, it didn't work. You put in Nick Foles, and we're praying to the gods that he's going to be the guy to bail you out because he did it in Philadelphia. I'm sorry, Nick Foles is not that guy. And now you could be running the risk of benching Nick Foles and putting Trubisky back in.
And his confidence is shot. His confidence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're not giving this guy the plays to feel confident and build, you know, in that run game. I mean, I'm sorry, that run game has to change. I'm sorry, I refuse to believe that losing Tariq Cohen is the reason you run. It doesn't matter. You still have to block for Tariq Cohen. You still have to block for Montgomery. Block for him then. Block for him. How about that? Let's get a block. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, you know, I'm sorry that the Bears have backed themselves into a corner that I feel like they are going to have a very hard time explaining, and that just only leads to me to the front office. I'm sorry. Now you can blame everything on Nagy. You've missed like 2 or 3, 4 drafts in a row. When is it going to start becoming on them and not so much on the coach?
It's both of them. They're both hands.
Yeah.
They fit each other like a glove, like perfectly, like a glove.
Yeah.
Okay? Like a hand and a glove. They complement each other perfectly. Okay, Ryan Pace can't draft the first round draft pick, and Matt Nagy can't call a game, and that's bothersome. When you have this much talent, we have talent on offense. Okay, but the bottom line is we don't have the talent where we need it. Okay, you have the quarterback, because I think Nick Foles will be fine. But how many times did you see Nick Foles not being able to follow through his God blessed throws?
Every fucking time.
Nick Foles.
That line, okay. That's what I mean. Me and Ivan were talking about it.
You get balls fluttering here and fluttering there and almost picked off. And why? It goes on Nick Foles' record, but that's not on Nick Foles when he can't step into the goddamn throw because Aaron Donald on a 3-step drop from a shotgun is in his face.
Yep. Right.
And it's frustrating because of the fact that the offensive lineman they don't have any pride. And you know what? I played with a whole bunch of offensive linemen that had a huge amount of pride. They would never let that happen to me. They would never let running lanes. They would never let that happen to the quarterback. Never. And this is ridiculous. It's not about how much you get paid. It's about how much heart and pride you have as an offensive lineman. And there's something there.
That's it right there. That's it.
Missing. You don't have you better reach down and see if you got a sack of nuts, because you're playing like a whole bunch of scared little bitches, and it really pisses me off because this is where you win the game. You win the game up front. And for whatever reason, the fact of the matter is they have refused to invest in that line. Kyle Long was the last stud that they had. Okay, Cody Whitehair is pretty good. Okay, James Daniels is good, but now they're hurt. And so now when those guys are gone, what else do we have? We got a project in Jay Leno. We're driving his damn cars. I call him Jay Leno anymore. He doesn't even deserve his full name. Now you got Rashad Coward, who's a defensive lineman. Okay, now you have
he doesn't belong.
Massey. Did you see Massey today decide to be a turnstile? Did you see Massey decide it was his turn as well to be the turnstile? So this is a total cluster mess, and this falls in the smack dab in the lap of Ryan Pace. Go get some offensive linemen. If you have to overspend, then you have to overspend because you will not draft offensive linemen high. And I heard you earlier, Ivan, say you wanted Quentin Nelson. Why the hell would you want Quentin Nelson? He's only a bad son of a bitch who wants to drive you in the ground every run play. That's a stupid thing to get a lineman like that when you want to run the ball. That's dumb. Okay, This is really see stuff like that, and this is not rocket science. Football is the same. It's just it's a little crazier, a lot more scheme. That's blocking and tackling, and who's got the bigger
cojones, bro. Who got the bigger
ball? Line or your line?
Who wants it?
Who wants it? Thank you.
It's a matter of will. It's a matter of will. And right now, the will of the offensive line of Chicago Bears is not there. There is no will. There is no fight. And now you lost your center. I was telling Luke earlier. Actually, Luke was actually out. That we had some technical difficulties. But I was talking to the audience, and I was telling them, I was like, we were blessed. We're blessed to see a guy like Olin Kreutz in the middle of that line, year in and year out, teaching motherfuckers who probably weren't that good how to be offensive linemen. Teaching how to be professionals.
Holding them accountable.
The accountability. There's nothing there. There's no accountability. Why is Rashad Coward there? Why? Why is he there? The constant mistakes that we've seen. Why is Leno still there?
Why? You know damn why. And that's because of his paycheck. And that falls in the lap of Ryan Pace.
100%.
Because you don't. Because here's the thing.
We're married.
There's certain places you can cut corners. There's certain places you can cut corners, and there's other places that you can't cut corners. The offensive line and the defensive line are places that you cannot cut corners.
Nope.
And unfortunately, Eddie Goldman decided that wasn't the Bears' fault. He decided to sit out for COVID-19 protocol, and he has that right. Okay, he has that right, and I'm not mad at you, Papa. I'm not mad. I'm mad at Ryan Pace for not going to get another big fat motherfucker in there who can't be moved, like Eddie Goldman could not be moved. So you need to go get a guy that knows that, because how many times have we seen? What did they have? 150 something yards rushing again? Okay.
Yep.
130. I'll just say 130 something yards rushing, 5+ per carry. They shoved it down your God bless the throat. And you did
right down the middle too.
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
Right down. And you know what? And it was, I'm sitting there and I'm watching on the goal line on the touchdown. Roquan Smith. He still has a lot to learn. The guy's coming in full. The guy's coming in. Trust me, as a former running back, I know how to dive into the end zone or project myself into the end zone. As a linebacker, you have to come and you have to knock him down, helmet to helmet, shoulder to shoulder, get his momentum to put him straight into the ground. All right, it's just change his angle, use his speed and his power against him to knock him straight into the turf. Okay, and I'm like, dude, it's frustrating to me when these guys are not doing what millions of people
doing their job, doing their fucking job.
Yes,
doing their goddamn job.
That's what they get. That's what you got signed for.
That's what you got all that money for.
Hey, look at the Rams. The Rams as a team, and honestly, if it was a single running back, it'd be a fucking fantastic day.
Oh, Jesus.
34 carries, 161 yards, and a touchdown. That sounds like Derrick Henry on an off day.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. And
At practice.
And he's on the horizon. The Titans are on the horizon. You better be ready. You got Alvin Kamara next week.
Yep. And I don't see a fix. You know, this was a litmus test. This was a litmus test for the Bears. And the bottom line is the Rams aren't any better than the Bears. Okay, what the Rams were physical. The Rams were physical. Okay, it was talent-wise, the Bears they can go man for man with the Rams. They came in and they punched you in the mouth, and you did.
They had schemes though. They had schemes though. Whether it be defense or offense, they had I saw Aaron Donald lining up at defensive end. They're not stupid. They understand how to attack you. Let's go. If you got weak tackles, if I'm the Rams, I would have ran him out there all the time. If those tackles can't guard, I'm gonna put my best guy on that guy and just eat all day.
Yeah, they were smart, and I would do the same thing. And I used to do the same thing with certain of my linebackers, and you move them around. You just move them around.
Exactly, man.
Okay, so you get double teamed every time on this play. It's not happening. You don't know where he's going to be on any specific play, and that was smart football by the Rams. And
for sure,
should have known okay, they're not going to leave this guy. They're not going to leave because they've seen him in other games. If you have tape, he's moved around this entire season from nose to, because he's in a 3-4 now, from nose to the end. He's moved around. So you know this is what to expect. So when he's there, and as a quarterback, you have to call the protection, slide his way, or change the formation to get someone to chip him, to double team him. There was a time Rashad Coward literally put his head down. He overextended. This is what bothers me. Okay, you switch offensive line coaches from Harry Heastand, who was well respected, okay, to Juan Castillo, who you think, okay, this guy's gonna, I don't know, be a miracle maker, a miracle worker. And what is he doing? I still see Rashad Coward leaning over. I still see Jay Leno leaning over and off bounds over his toes, and people going right by.
Overcommitted.
All right, he's not in the proper stance. He doesn't have a good football stance. And when you're at that level, fundamentals is everything. These are superb athletes on top of fundamentals. You can't be superb athletes.
Yeah, dude. I mean, me and Ivan were talking earlier, and it might have been the halftime or the post game. I don't remember, but it's like, we were talking about, I'm not trying to just punch it in there, but they're like the center for Tampa Bay, like Ryan Jensen. The Bears just don't have anybody that has that kind of scrap in them. You know what I mean? Like it seems like they're just lining up and be like, okay, this is our job, lottie-dottie. There's not a guy on that offensive line that has that tenacity or that hey, let's jack somebody up. They don't have that. They just like, okay, we just line up and do whatever. But you got to have a nasty guy. You got to have a nasty guy on that offensive.
That's one of the after talent. Okay, after talent, that should be the first thing that you look at.
That's your focal point.
And I'll tell you what. And it depends, because if you're not very talented, but you're going to stick your face in there and you have pride, that can supersede talent, because you can teach fundamentals. You can teach fundamentals. You can get them stronger. They got a brand new facility over at Hallis Hall. You can get his ass in the weight room, get him stronger, get his better, get him.
And then he's got
more balance. You can
put that attitude in him.
Give me a guy with an attitude. You give me a guy with a chip on his shoulder. You give me a guy who's me as a son bitch. All right, and I'll take him over.
Finishes the block. Start to finish. Start to put him on the ground. Not chip, not shove, not push. Somebody that finishes a tackle, finishes a block, and creates a lane for your running back.
You finish the block. You go to the echo of the whistle. You go to the echo of the whistle, and then you get up. You let him go. You don't talk smack. You get up, because you know what? He knows he just got his ass kicked. He knows. He know you. If you played football and you get driven back 5 yards, you end up on your back. Guess what? You don't need anybody to tell you. And guess what? You just do it again and do it.
You got to
again.
break the will. You got to break the will.
You have no. There's no. And we played football. I know Ivan has. I'm not sure if you have, but there's times when we
just like this. I'm mad.
There's times in my football career. There are many times that I've been fortunate to play on a lot of great teams where I've seen the will, and not the will to win. I've seen the will to just compete be completely gone away from a team. The will, not they didn't want to win. They didn't want to compete, and you see it. Okay?
Yeah, they sucked it out of them.
And you win by attrition, and that's what offensive linemen do. You win by attrition. You just wear them down. You wear them down, so they don't want any part of you. And that's what we don't have. We don't have any tough son of a guns. We don't have any leaders on that offensive line. And the last leader we had on the offensive line was Kyle Long, and he was injury prone because that sucker would move you when he was healthy.
Oh no, I agree. But nobody has that tenacity. Like it's a void. It's like So I mean, a lot of it you could say Nagy, you could say Foles, but I mean, really, it really does. I mean, obviously it starts with the coach, but the next place it starts is the offensive line. If you're calling plays and you can't even give the guy time to execute the play, you can't blame the quarterback every time. Nope. And there's just like we were talking about. There's nobody that just has that nasty like Nick Mangold, Ryan Jensen. Like they don't have that tenacity. There's nobody on that line that really is that big hog molly, to quote Kirk Herbstreit.
Let me go ahead and point out one play. Let's highlight one specific play. Like I said, the ensuing drive after they scored a touchdown to go 17-3, to go up 17-3. You get down in the red zone. You don't run the ball. This is what kills me about the play call, though. The play call was always designed because I didn't see a check. I didn't see a check down. I didn't see it unless I missed it. I didn't see Nick Foles check out of that play or adjust the play whatsoever. It was designed to go to. It's designed to go to his opposite side. Like he has to turn his whole body around, get square with where he's trying to throw, and put it on a dime in the corner of the end zone. How much sense does that make?
Oh, when they picked it off?
Yeah. How much sense? I know he has to throw it away, but how much from the jump that it was fucked?
Yeah, that was a bad. That was first of all, it's a great defense because they had him bracketed because they had the free safety come over and have inside support. And so the other guy, the corner, the nickel corner was able to undercut the route, which he did. And so Nick Foles got to see that, and he's got that's one where you throw it way sooner than the break, and that's got to hit that's got to hit the pylon. And if your guy doesn't get it, that's called dropping the bucket. And for those of you who don't know, guys, you throw it up and it's going to come straight down and it's going to drop right in the bucket. It should hit the back pylon, the back corner pylon, right on top of it or right outside. This would give your guy a chance to catch it. And it was just a horrible throw. It was just a bad throw. And I don't know if he had pressure, but it is a tough throw going to your left to make that throw. And if you're going to do that, go to your right. Or if you're going to get him out quickly so he can set his feet, plant his feet, and make that throw. It's a tough thing. I didn't like it to his left. I don't like when you got to make touch throws like that to your left. Very great quarterbacks don't do that very often. Even Patrick Mahomes, as much, and he's probably the best at it, he's not great at it. But you can't have that.
I'm asking for a run with the tired ass defense. I am. I'm asking for a run. At least, okay. How about this? A draw. You run the secondary out, right? You stretch them out, keep them running. And now you have this tired ass defense that's not ready. Front line and linebackers that aren't ready for a run, that aren't settled for a run. They were on their heels once again. They were on their heels, like the Tampa Bay game, where Matt Nagy pretty much negated that. He pretty much took away their exhaustion. He pretty much gave them a free breather.
Yep. So this is extremely frustrating. This is a game that, again, I don't think the Rams are. Well, they are. They're obviously they're just tougher. Today they were tougher. They were. It's like a boxer and a puncher. All right. And once a puncher, you get boxers who are skilled and who can evade punches. When you get punched, and you get stung, that's a whole nother thing. How do you react? And the Bears got punched often, and they did not react, and that's a lack of pride. That to me, that I think that infuriates me more than anything. That's why I'm so livid about this, is that they had no cojones. They had no goddamn cojones. They wanted nothing to do with the Los Angeles Rams. See, back, remember in 2018 when the Bears beat them here in Chicago?
Yeah, I was there.
You come to Chicago. If this game was in LA, it's a different story, okay? Because it was cold and they were crying like little sissies. Okay, well they came to LA the next 2 years and they handed it to us twice. So this team's got this is a gut check, because this is the turning point of the season, because you have a nice little stretch here with some legit teams. You got the New Orleans Saints who are coming to town, okay, and they're no joke. They are no joke. You got the Tennessee Titans after that.
Ooh.
Okay, and they don't do anything. They tell you what they're going to do. You know what? I had some guys, some of my offensive linemen. This was the best. When I had offensive linemen, I'll never forget. It was the first play of the game. They're like, hey, and we're in the huddle, and they're like, we're telling the guy we're going to run here. We're going to run down this fucking throat all game. I was like, what? He was like, watch. They walked up, and I heard them, and they're like, hey, we're running the ball right here. We're going to run it all goddamn day. And we ran it down there. We gained like 6-8 yards. And they would tell him, we're running right here again. You better stop it, because you ain't going to do jack. That's the type of offense. That's the type of mentality that I want. That's the type of offensive lineman I love playing behind. And that's the type of offensive lineman I don't see on the Bears.
No, they don't have an answer. There's no tenacity. There's nobody on that line. Well, really, to tell you the truth, there's nobody on that line I feel like can really say, like, hey, I'm going to be your leader today.
Yep.
Like I just don't feel like there's that guy that commands the respect and the guy that's like, hey, listen, if we can't do it right here on the field, when we get over to the sideline, I'm going to be in your ass. I need a Jack Ham on that offensive line. Yep. I need somebody that's nasty. Your defensive line's got to be great too. Like, don't get me wrong. Those guys love coming after the quarterback. They love it. These offensive linemen have to be those guys that enjoy the contact, enjoy the fight, enjoy the brawl, and really just like invite it. Like, let's go. Like, you need those guys that are like, every time they suit up, like, I'm bringing it to you. I'm bringing it to you. I don't care who you are. I'm bringing it to you.
They don't have that, Luke. They don't want to do, and nobody on that.
They got to get it.
Like you guys are saying, nobody on that line is really doing that.
No, that's the point.
The last guy was Long. That was the last guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He was that dude, and you knew, and you could tell right away. So,
there's nobody to look at on the offensive line. There's nobody to look to.
There's no way that this team's going to be go anywhere. Is going to go deep in the playoffs. They just don't have the line play. They just don't. They need to really invest in their offensive line. You know what? You're going to have to cut your losses
right now.
You're going to have to cut your losses. You're going to have to. We talked about it. We had Phil a potion on, and we were talking about, well, why don't you try Jason Spriggs? Why not? Okay, is he going to be any worse than Leno? No, it's impossible to be worse than Leno. He may be as bad, but at least you figured out what you got. And if he's not good, then you cut his ass and you go scouring the practice squads of the various teams. Okay, that offensive guard who just got cut by, I forgot who it was, and he's on the practice squad somewhere else. Why didn't you from Buffalo? Why didn't you go get him immediately? Why? Because you're so enamored with your picks. Okay, you're so enamored with your picks.
They gotta be your guys.
Then they ride or die with him, and that's not the way to go. And when he covers him up when it's too late.
Yep.
Right? Kevin White, that was a buster. So now he had to go get Allen Robinson. Then he gets Leonard Floyd, who had a great game. Where the hell was that when you played with us, you piece of crap?
Right.
I was livid.
Right.
I was livid. Where the hell was all that fire and energy? And then the announcement.
And then Trubisky.
We got Aaron Donald. I'm like, he had Khalil Mack on the other side. Give me what's the difference?
Right.
I said, no, he didn't. You know what? He's a lazy bum. That's the problem. He's a lazy bum. He was a project. Okay. And that was the issue. So he picks Kevin White, bust. He picks Leonard Floyd, project. Then he goes and picks Trubisky, project. Okay. This is the problem. He just refuses to pick offensive linemen. He refused, and luckily his last number one pick was Roquan Smith. Thank God that dude was a stud, ready to step in and be a playmaker. He's only led the team in tackles both seasons he's been with us. So I don't trust Ryan Pace making a pick.
No.
I don't trust him in the first or second round. I would love him 3rd through 7th because he picks some studs in 3rd through 7th. Have somebody else pick for his 1st and 2nd round because this guy, he's done it. He's shown that he's incompetent, and for whatever reason, he's always 100%. Here's the issue with both of them. They have to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yep.
They have to be the smartest guy.
We've been talking about this ever since. Like these guys, it's like, hey, look at me, I'm so great. Just watch what I do.
I'm gonna go make college. Yeah, I'm gonna go make this fucking genius pick with the Adam Shaheen because I got baby Gronk in a fucking D3 school. You know what I'm saying? Like I found him. Like you're not a fucking genius. You're not a genius.
And the part of the issue is because when you traded up to get Trubisky, which you got fleeced at that particular point, gave away that 4th round pick. Well, guess what? That's or the 3rd round pick. You had it. If you wanted him, he was still been in there at a 3rd, but you didn't have a 3rd because you moved some of that, gave some of that draft capital to jump 1 spot for Trubisky. Okay,
and never even took Deshaun Watson out to dinner.
Never.
Fucking joke.
Never.
Wow.
Never give a national champion quarterback who took the best team in the land, who they were making fun of. They were making fun of the worst teams in the league. I remember the Dolphins. They were comparing, hey, can Alabama beat the Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, I remember.
He took that team with that coach, took them to the pinnacle, beat them once. You know what I'm saying? Took them to the brink, beat them once. But no, you don't want him. You don't want him, though. You don't want him, though, because you saw a little flash in what Mitch could do. Mitch was coming back on weak-ass ACC teams? Was that the comeback, Mitch? Was that what you saw? Because he kept coming back on ACT teams that were garbage? He came back on Wake Forest? Who gives a
Well, that and the fact that he only played 13 or 15 games,
1 year,
ever.
Games.
Come on, dude, you really if that's the case, then Ryan, all these quarterbacks that have sucked throughout the years should have been the best people ever. You know what I mean? It's just like that. That's the dumbest. That has to be the dumbest draft pick in history. You drafted a quarterback that played 13 games in college. That high, and you traded up. That has to be the stupidest decision in the draft since the draft was created.
Here's what you do when you look at a guy. Now you have to say, okay, why did this guy only play 1 year? So if you look at Barry Sanders, okay, and you're like, well, Barry Sanders only played 1 year. Well, who does he play behind? Well, he played behind an All-American named Thurman Thomas. Okay, I can see why Barry Sanders couldn't get on the field because I had an All-American in front of him. Enough said. When Barry got his shot, he snapped, he went ham and said, okay, well, the only person who could stop him was Thurman Thomas in the years before. So you look at Mitch and you say, okay, why did Mitch not play? Who was stopping Mitch from playing? Was it Patrick Mahomes, a Patrick Mahomes type guy throwing for 10,000 yards? No, it was Marquise Williams who's fluttered around practice squads and fluttered around the CFL, and this is a guy that he couldn't beat out. So you're going to take that guy over a guy that just went to 2 consecutive national championship games against basically the NFL's 33rd team in Alabama, throws for 400 yards in both games. In both championship games, throws for 400 yards. He loses one and he wins one. And you say, you know what? I'm not even going to take you out to dinner. That is a dereliction of duties, because even if you didn't want him, you take him out because you must do your due diligence. That is a dereliction of duties.
Exactly.
Fireable immediately.
Exactly.
The Bears don't do. The Bears they don't have the gall to do that, and they should, because that is wrong. How can you not? And I can understand how you don't take Patrick Mahomes, because he came from the air raid offense. People weren't sure. Was it like the run and shoot back in the 90s? Is he going to have some success? I can go with that. I easily can go with that. But there's no reason you don't take a guy in a pro-style offense who threw for 200 yards in back-to-back national championship games and look at a guy who's played 13 games and said he has a higher ceiling. That room, and and one of my guys, I'm telling you, one of my guys I went to high school with, he's in that room. He's the director of college scouting for the Bears. And when they picked Trubisky, I texted him. I was like, dude, what were you thinking? He said, Ryan went around the room, because he was a scout for the Saints for years. Him and Dick, back to the Ditka days. So he knows Ryan Pace. That's how he kept his job here, because he was a scout here for the Bears, and he just stayed out when Ryan came. He said Ryan went around the room, and this story was confirmed by Adam Hogue in an article later, but I had the scoop because it's my guy. And he said Ryan went around the room and asked the director of college personnel, pro personnel, and a couple other peoples of the three quarterbacks. Because don't forget, DeShone Kizer was coming out too from Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he said,
Kizer.
Who would you taking? And he said every single person said Trubisky. I said, what? He said it was unanimous. I'm like, dude, I said, I know that's your job. I said, I hope you're right. I say, but I don't know how you just skip off Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, what was in that punch?
Something.
Spanish fly?
Something. So this is horrible.
Damn. Somebody went to the locker and grabbed the Spanish fly?
So what can we do here, guys? Like what there's nothing we can do until we decide to go get some offensive linemen. And I'm
offensive linemen now.
I'm free agent shopping right now. And I don't have no hurt feelings, nothing. Bye. You're gone. You suck. I'm sorry. I feel better bringing in a free agent.
It has to be that way, Luke. Like, it has to be that way. They've been coddled for too long.
Yeah.
This shit's been going on for too long. We've seen it. And the people that want to say, hey, you know what, be happy. You're 5-2. Kiss my ass. I've seen it for too long.
You're 5-2 against you should be almost 4-3.
We're halfway through the fucking season. We're halfway through the season. The same mistakes keep rearing their ugly head. Win or lose. Win or lose. The same mistakes will come back to bite us. Just like we knew we didn't have a kicker back in 2018. The same mistakes will come back to bite you in the ass if you don't fix it. Go after someone now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how great you can paint with a brush. Like if you can't draw with a pencil, what good are you painting with a brush? I'm sorry. I mean, it's that simple. If you can't get down your basics and establish a line and a run game, and then get somebody like Robinson, not like those draft picks though with White, Floyd, Trubisky, like, dude, I mean, you're talking about multiple years. I mean, like, come on, dude. Like, this somebody. I can't believe that there's nobody in the Bears organization that is saying, "What are you doing?" Like, seriously, like, does anybody up there even know football? Like, I'm sorry, like that's great.
That's a legitimate question you're asking.
No, it's 100%. It's 100%. Does anybody in that front office? I'm tired of hearing about the laurels and living on the laurels and the pennants. Oh, Walter Payton, Gale Sayre. Oh, that's amazing. They were great. Since then, how good have you been? It's time to start looking. I mean, it needs to be like a Bulls blow up. Get rid of the whole front office. Start over, because what you got right now is worse than your offensive line.
This is think of there's the amount of offensive linemen you had to the chance to take instead of Kevin White.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Instead of Leonard Floyd.
Yep.
Okay, and I understand we're Chicago is known for its defense and its running game. So if we're known for our run game, why not go get some offensive linemen? Why not go get some bitches who just love to move people around?
Just contact.
One in the first round instead of Kevin White, and people would have said, "What are you doing? Why that?" And then 3 years later, like, "Oh, okay, that's why you did it." Okay, you could have got a guy in the second round. Okay, you take a lineman in the first or second round in each of those drafts. And what line do we have now? It's a completely different line. That's the line that's growing together. That's the line.
No, here's the funny thing about that is if you would have done that and got offensive linemen the last 3 years and built your center and 2 guards or however you want to spread it out, Mitch Trubisky might not look that bad.
Oh, he wouldn't look that bad. He wouldn't look that bad at all. He'd still look bad. He would look because he likes to overthrow receivers, but he wouldn't look as bad as he's done. So it's, it all starts up front. I've said the football is one of the trenches, and it doesn't matter how great of a quarterback you got, your running backs, your wide receivers, your tight ends, your DB, it doesn't matter. If you don't win up front, offensively or defensively, the defensive line, if you don't dominate, you will lose. Period. And that's what the Bears do. They lose. When you saw the running game, what'd you say, 161 yards they had? 5 plus a carry? Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's just shoving it down your throat. That's saying we're running it. Stop it.
But that's also like an onslaught for them, though. I mean, they none of those running backs that LA has are all that great.
No.
But it's a simple fact that there's some of them are big, and they have 3 of them that they can relentlessly throw at you nonstop and just wear you down. They could, these guys are only getting like 10 carries a game, but there's 3 of them getting 10 carries a game, and they're banging right at you. And then once you clam up and you start to stop that run, whoop, we're going right over the top of you. You know, it's to me the Rams game plan today was flawless.
Perfect.
No, the Rams game plan was just be more physical. They will fold, and that's what they folded. Bottom line,
right?
They will fold, and you know
they got punched in the mouth.
Yeah, once you fold, it doesn't matter what kind of talent you have because you're not going full speed. Now you're bracing for the blow like Javon Wims did instead of delivering the blow. Okay, and that pissed me off too. Like, dude, you're 200 and something pounds. Dude.
Was that the Jalen Ramsey shot?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's your boy.
Yeah, it's my boy. Okay, but he was in. You know what? He's not. He's gonna get some of this smoke too.
Yeah.
Just because you're my guy doesn't mean when I see
nobody is exempt from the smoke. All right, nobody is exempt.
Nobody.
Everybody could get it when it comes down to bad football. Everybody's to blame. And
Here's the other question. Mr. Komet was getting busy in the first quarter. Where'd he go?
Why would you go for him? He was just successful in the first half. Why would you want to continue that? Why would you continue that?
Terrible thought.
He's just a playmaker. He's just a playmaker. Don't worry about it.
A rookie tight end who's having a great game. All right, building on his last couple of games. Why would you continue to throw to him? That doesn't make any sense.
I thought, like honestly speaking, I even mentioned it when Ivan was talking with Halotech today. I was like, I made a comment like today's the day to let Cole Kmet get busted loose. Let him go. Today's the day. Today you would have had him so off kilter if you would have started going today. And obviously they did. They did in the first quarter or first half, whatever. But then after that, where did he go? Like I just don't understand. Like that's why I know this Bears team is not that bad, but this Bears coaching team is that bad. And this is a straight reflection on them.
He went back to Harris. He went back to Harris. Back to the game. It's like Komet just mossed that one cornerback.
Yep.
He went and right after that, made a successful grab in between defenders on the next play to get you in decent field range.
Mm-hmm.
And then where did he go?
So see, this is the thing that bugs me when I talk about putting players in position. Okay, and then
that's 100% right.
Okay, you had first of all, you take Jimmy Graham out earlier in the goal line. There's no, I mean, you've heard this ad nauseum. All right, give me Allen Robinson.
Yep.
Give me Javon Wims. Okay, give me Jimmy Graham. Give me Cole Kmet, and then I can have another little wide receiver. I can have the Mooney or the Anthony Miller, although Anthony Miller could be behind Mooney, and I have David Robinson, David Montgomery. Okay, yeah, I want the Admiral back there. So now I got 4 receivers who are 6'3" or taller.
Taking advantage.
Why can't you? And if Jalen Ramsey go, you know what? Why not go Jimmy Graham on Jalen Ramsey? Okay, why not? Jalen Ramsey's 6'1", Jimmy Graham 6'7".
Yeah, I got something for you. I got something for you guys. All right, this is Bleacher Nation Bears. All right, so this they're talking to Monday Night Football analyst and former Bears quarterback Brian Griese. Right, they were having a conversation with Nick Foles. I believe it was prior to the game. Anyway, they're having a conversation with Nick Foles, and this is what his quote was. Quote, we were talking to Nick Foles yesterday, and he said, sometimes play calls come in, and I know I don't have the time to execute the play call. I know I'm the one out there getting hit. Sometimes the guy calling plays, Matt Nagy, he doesn't know how much time there is back here.
Boom. Say no more. Say no more. I mean, that drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Trouble in paradise.
I got OtterBox. Don't worry about it. It was just for
drop the mic. We've already seen Nick Foles wave off Matt Nagy this season. Now Nick Foles is really waving him off. Like if Nick Foles is telling you, like, listen, dude, I understand you want to go 30 yards, 50 yards down the field, but when there's a guy like Aaron Donald coming at me, and I have the Girl Scouts in front of me blocking, I'm sorry, he's not getting the ball.
Luke, this defense was fast, and these play calls were long and drawn out.
They're not just fast. They're not just fast. They're powerful.
Time to progress. The progression throughout the play takes so much time, and you have zero time with these soft-ass tackles. You have zero time. So how the hell can the play progression? What progression? There's no progression.
That's what I think Nick Foles is saying. It's like, listen, that's great. You make the call, but guess what? I don't have time to execute that play, Matt Nagy. Can I check to something?
If I'm not mistaken, if you remember that interception was that was the no huddle series.
Yep.
It went downhill, and then what happened? Matt Nagy called the play.
Yep.
It gave the Rams time to settle down. It gave them time to make sure they had their assignments, and it gave them time to set up a good defense, set up a good coverage. When Nick Foles had them on their heels, Nick Foles, and because Nick Foles was doing what the Rams did to score the first touchdown against the Bears. He just had them. He caught them in their. They had the same personnel out there.
Yep.
This way, defense can't get any other people in there. You got a mismatch. You take it, and that's what he was doing. And then all of a sudden, Matt Nagy wants to make the call. And here go now you've given them a rest. This is what I'm talking about. I have to be the smartest guy in the room. I have to call that play. I played for a coach like that. His name was Peter Voss. My senior year at Holy Cross. My first 3 years, my head coach, who's now he coaches for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, he's a linebacker.
Smart guy. He's a smart guy.
And so he leaves after my junior year. We were 30 wins, 3 losses, and 30 wins, 2 losses, and a tie in my 3 years. He leaves. We get this other guy who comes from Notre Dame, who was a Holy Cross alum. I went to Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts. He comes in, and he was the offensive coordinator at Notre Dame. And he constantly would tell us, I called the game that Jerome Bettis ran wild in the Sugar Bowl.
That's great.
We don't have Jerome Bettis. I was like, we don't have 350-pound offensive linemen who run a 5.3. We don't have that here. Okay, so he was stubborn in trying to get his offense with a team that was built for a run and shoot offense, because that's what we played beforehand in their first 3 years. So he's stubborn, and he was hard-headed, and he wanted to do it his way. And we sucked. Luckily, we only finished 6-5 instead of 5-6 because Colgate on the last game of the year kicked missed the game-winning field goal that was as far as an extra point. The ball was on the 1-yard line, and it was actually close to an extra point. And the dude shanked an extra. Otherwise, we would have been 5-6 my last year. My point is, you get people who are so damn stubborn, who are so damn egotistical. They don't.
That'll kill you.
They want to preach.
It'll kill you
first. They want to preach team first. But it's all about them. It's all about how they did this. I did that. I did this.
Yeah.
That's the killer for the Bears.
That's the Nagy.
Got to go.
That's the Nagy syndrome.
And so the thing that my buddy, you'd be seeing Armando Lara Jr. So my boy Junior, he's like, he needs to change that BU crap on there. He needs to just say be Nagy. Basically, be Nagy. Because if you're not like him, then it doesn't matter. He's still, everything is his way. And it's frustrating. So I'm through with this guy. I'm livid. I'm glad I was able to talk with you guys because I was livid. I was at my buddy's bar, and I can't talk football with normal people because then they're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Shut up, leave me the fuck alone." All right, it's just dumb questions.
No, it's not. You idiot. Shut up. That's not what happened.
And I hate
you're not ready for my answer.
You're not. Like I can't. Like because one of the girls was like, "Was that bad?" Nick Foles threw the ball out of bounds. She goes, "What are you doing?" And I looked at her. I'm like,
"Get out. Get out.
I gotta go." Check.
And just like steam's coming out of my ear, and like he threw it away. She's like, "There's nobody by him." I'm like, they need time on the clock. And I explained to her, I said, "Look," I took a deep breath. I said, "Look, they need to save time on the clock. So because there was no one open, he didn't want to hold it and keep the clock running. So he just threw the ball out of bounds, so the clock stops." Oh, that was good, right? Yeah,
sure.
A B C
have another drink.
E F G H I.
I'm telling you, I didn't have any drink. I didn't even drink. I had no alcohol. All I had was a burger and a hot dog at halftime, and I went up and I asked for a lemonade. I have not one drop of alcohol in me. I'm livid. I can't wait till CrossFit in the morning. I'm telling you, that's gonna be one of the best CrossFit workouts I have tomorrow. Which, by the way, I gotta get to bed because it's 11:45.
I want to wrap things up too. All right, guys, this has been the Basement Monsters podcast. Extended, part two. Produce. I'm gonna be up on that. I'm gonna watch all the tape, not the tape, all the interviews and shit like that, and sulk for a while.
Please do.
I'll be done with it tomorrow. After once I get done with CrossFit, I'll be good. Right now I'm livid.
It's really a short week. You know what I mean? We got the Saints coming in.
Yeah, please beat them. Please beat them.
Right, shut up, you.
Please beat them.
Be quiet. You know.
What NFC South team?
Tampa Bay, baby. Tampa Bay.
Yeah. So here's a funny story. So I actually got 2 coaches. So that my head coach, Mark Duffner, was a linebacker coach down there. And then the
Voss.
And then the quarterback. I don't know if he's a quarterback coach or I think he's a passing game coordinator. His name is Clyde Christensen. Is down there.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is funny. So after Coach Clyde left, he went down to Maryland with our head coach back in the day, and then a lot of them matriculated to the NFL because Coach Kevin Coyle.
Matriculate. I like that. I like how you snuck that in there.
You remember? Well, anyway, so you know where Coach Christensen was with the Colts for like 12, 15 years. So he had the transition from Manning to Luck. And now he's got Brady. I texted him the other day before the Bucks game when they played the Bucks. I was like, when Tom decided, I texted him like, oh, so now you go from Brady to Luck. I mean, from Manning to Luck.
To Luck to Brady.
And he was like, some guys have all the luck, pun intended.
That's 100% true.
Yeah,
it's 100% true. Oh, and I forgot to say it. So I'm gonna say it now. Big ups to Ron Rivera getting through that first treatment for that cancer, man. I meant to say that so long ago, but just from someone that suffered with somebody through cancer, like congratulations to him, man. And I wish him nothing but the best.
Prayers up for Chico, man. Shout out to Chico.
Riverboat Ron's he's a Bears. He's a Chicago legend. He's like a godfather.
I would love for him to come back here and coach his team. And just get us a guy who can call plays. Just find some young kid who's just not egotistical like freaking Matt Nagy.
Sean, I know you told me plenty of times, and I've been told this plenty of times. KISS, brother. That's all you need with this offense. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple.
Yep.
Keep it simple because you don't have the talent up front to give you all the time in the world for your plays to progress. Guys, we're going to get out. Yeah, guys, we're going to get out of here. Sean, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. It was fun. I'm tired of shout. All I've been doing is talking. My voice is gone. I've been doing is talking all day. From the start, from 9 o'clock on Sean and Maya till fucking midnight. Jesus.
Right.
I got to get some
What's up, cuz? And then there's
what's up, cuz? You're right. What's up, cuz? Yeah. And then, but thanks, guys. Luke, thanks for coming back on as well.
No problem, man.
This has been the Basement Monsters podcast. We're going to get out of here. So for Sean Sierra and Luke Nettles, I'm Ivan Vargas. We will see you. Well, me and Sean will see you on Wednesday at 9 o'clock for Sean and Maya in the morning. Until then, have a good night. Hopefully next week will be better.
Go Saints.
Way better. Screw you, Saints. Bear down. Let's go.
Bear down, baby. Bear down.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixSplits?
Who?
TixSplits. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TixSplits.com today. TixSplits.com. Guaranteed seats, low prices. That's TixSplits.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.